fall is in the air, it's cooler. We definitely have some work to do getting ready for winter. So we're gonna show you some of that.
Yeah, we're starting with getting my folks' wood split for them before we start on our own, because we got to get them set up. And this is kind of the first year they haven't done much with their wood, so we're gonna try and fill in the gaps for them.
Yeah, but first thing I have to do is try and get the splitter running.
Welcome to Clarity Off Grid. We're Matt and Kristina. Join us as we prepare for another off-grid winter in our self-sustaining home in the mountains of Colorado. We'll bring you along on our adventures, living off the grid and traveling in our van, Clarity. Leave us a comment and let us know what you'd like to know about off-grid living or van life traveling.
Perfect. So it's not starting. It's been at least 2 years, maybe 3 years since this has run, and it's had gas sitting in it the whole time. One of the things you're supposed to do with an engine is run the gas out of it when you store it for the winter, because the gas varnishes. What it does, it creates a film on things, and it'll clog up the jet and clog up things in the carburetor, so it won't run. So see that carbon that's across the opening there? So that'll short out the spark plug. So that's definitely an issue. We'll have to clean that up, and it's wet, so that indicates to me that it's getting gas in there. It looks like we have fuel going into the cylinder, so if I get this spark plug cleaned up, this thing may just fire. After cleaning it up, we'll see how it works. Cross your fingers. Okay, let's see what happens. Uh-oh. No such luck. Okay, well, so yesterday I spent all day working on that splitter. I ended up having to take the carburetor off and cleaning it, and I got it to run, and then I was all set up to get myself going to split some wood, and I shut it down, put my tools away, and went back to try and start it, and it wouldn't start. It was so frustrating. So now I'm going to try starting it when it's cold and see if it'll start. I ordered a new carburetor and it was only $35. I could take this apart again, but you know, it takes so much time, and I could be spending my time cutting all these smaller pieces into length. So if this doesn't work, I'm just going to wait for the new one to come. I'm done. We'll wait till the new carb comes, put it on. Enough is enough.
So one of my goals this year is to transition from gardening outdoors to more gardening indoors as winter gets closer. So we're getting towards the end of the gardening season outside, and the sun is starting to come into the indoor gray water planter. I really want to start growing food. I'm digging up some of the plants that are starting to go more dormant outside, and I'm bringing them inside and replanting them and just seeing if they'll grow. Okay, so I've made a place for the rosemary plant. I had to rearrange some of these stepping stones so that I can make room for the plant. And yeah, I just see. And the reason I'm having to do that, if you haven't watched before, is that we have a kitty, and a gray water planter just seems like a really big litter box to a cat. So every time I expose the soil, I have to create some sort of protection around it. And you can see here with this first little experiment that I did, that is having some success, by the way, is that I exposed the soil and then I put this little fence around it. and it's working. She's not getting in there. So I've made one space for the rosemary that's just the same width. They're pretty close to the width to the little fencing that I have, and so I'll be able to protect it. So when I created this garden the first time, almost 12 years ago, I put in about 3 feet of gravel in this deep trench that's in the living room. And then I added a layer of sand, and then I brought in a foot of soil. Now the one thing I know is planting in gray water, if the plants like it, they go crazy. I have never fertilized or fed any of these plants in this garden, and the geraniums grow 4 feet tall. The rubber plant goes to the ceiling once a year, and I have to whack it back. I mean, the things that really like it, I know will do so well, and I don't have to water it because all of the water that comes from the sinks, the washing machine, and the tub all flow into this garden automatically. And so there's a really consistent level of moisture in the soil. I have a tomato here, and I found one just the other day over here somewhere. So it's not producing a lot, but it sure is growing, and it's beautiful. It's almost to the ceiling, and it's getting lots of light. So I'm hoping that we'll get some tomatoes.
You may be wondering why I'm using a Sawzall, or I should say Milwaukee reciprocating saw instead of a chainsaw. And the reason is because chainsaws are dangerous. Have you guys ever run those? But the other real reason is that last time I ran a chainsaw for a whole day, I just was so sick. I was sick for 2 days afterwards, just breathing that exhaust. And so this is much easier to do, and takes me, I have about an hour to an hour and a half worth of battery, and I can get a lot of work done in an hour, and then I have to take a break. I've gotten a lot of the small stuff done, and I do have to go get the chainsaw and do some of this bigger stuff. A lot of these pieces are at a size where I could stack them and use them, but if I split them, they'll just dry better, and they'll stack better, and they'll burn better. So they're going to get split when I bring the splitter over here after I get the carburetor replaced and get the splitting done over at Kristina's folks.
Well, the gardening experiment continues. I am going to try and transplant this pepper plant into the inside garden. I've been successful so far with spinach and with the chard. It's doing really good inside the gray water planter. So I'm going to see if I can extend the life of this pepper plant, because we're starting to get some freezing nights and it still has blossoms on it. So I feel I have nothing to lose to try and dig it up and take it inside and see if we get a few more peppers. We've really loved these peppers. Turns out this bush created these beautiful long red peppers, and they're not hot, they're sweet peppers. Come on. There we go. We'll see. Better take this with me. Ah, it's a hefty plant. So I already dug out the hole. I had to remove one of the geraniums. It was just casting too many shadows in the garden, and I need this pepper to get light. So I already prepared the hole, and I put a big bucket over the hole so Ivy wouldn't pee or poop in it while I was waiting to get the plant. So here goes nothing. I think that's good. I think I just need a stake to help hold it up a bit.
Okay, well, that's a little bit of a piece of work done. Maybe a quarter of what we actually need for the year. It's lunchtime. A little curry soup that I made last night. Be good for lunch. And maybe like a half grilled cheese or something like that to go with it. Sounds good. All right, so the carburetor came in for the splitter, and I was able to get it on and get it running. So I'm going to be splitting some wood for Kristina's folks today. So you can see the pile behind me. There's enough wood here to last Kristina's folks for the winter. We've still got more we're going to do, but right now I want to get some chainsaw work done and get our wood put in, and then we'll come back and split some more here. We got some rain coming in a couple of days, so before I leave this splitter sitting here, I need to oil the slide and cover it. So I finished splitting the wood for Kristina's folks, and now I'm going to put a new bar on the chainsaw and chain, and then I've got some chainsaw work to do. Since Kristina's dad, Dutch, has been so generous to let us use the chainsaw and the splitter and everything, when I was using the chainsaw a couple weeks ago, it really wasn't cutting very straight. I decided it was probably about time to replace the bar and chain on this, so I just did that, and we'll see how it works. Well, that's working beautifully. I just discovered that I missed one piece that I needed to cut with the chainsaw. So I've got to do that before I take the chainsaw back.
Since it's starting to freeze at night, we're just going to go ahead and harvest what we have left of the beets. One thing I've really enjoyed about growing beets is that we've had these beautiful beet tops to use all summer long. They're good in eggs, they're good in curries, they're good in soups, anywhere you'd use a deep leafy green. And now all of this can go into the compost and become part of a future garden.
It's also about time to take down the shade sails. It's getting to be late enough where it's getting cold at night, and having that extra sun in the windows is really nice, especially in the bathroom, to keep the bathroom warmed up. Okay, you ready? Let's go.
Mommy needs some puppy loves. Yeah. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. We had these grand expectations that we would finish this today. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, one trailer load, and we're about a third done, so that's pretty cool. Oh man, I'm tired of doing firewood. I thought we'd get this done in a day, and this is like day 3 or day 4 of doing our own stacking of our own and splitting and cutting, not to mention Kristina's dad and mom. So we're pretty wiped out. We're done, finally.
Oh, that took way longer than we anticipated.
but it's done. It's so exciting to get that done. We have a few other things to do, but this is the major piece of it. From here, we'll be able to have some fun.
Yeah, I'm ready to have some fun. This has been a lot of W-O-R-K.
Yeah, I've been getting stronger though, right? I'm feeling like, oh man, that feels good to be building some strength. It's been a while.
Sure.
So we're going to leave you with this one.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. See you next time.